Hello YouTube, RJ. Today, got a bunch of stuff in from AliExpress. I know, my addiction. I can't beat it, guys. So I got a bunch of stuff in. Let's crack in these packages, see what I got, see if it's anything good, okay? So let's get going. How about let's start with the little one first. And because I ordered too much stuff, I don't know exactly what's in this package. I don't sometimes even remember what all I've ordered. I get on there and start doom scrolling through AliExpress and just start seeing stuff that I don't think I can live without. And the next thing you know, a package shows up weeks later and I don't know what it's for or what it is or why I bought it. But let's start with this one right here. What do we got here? Oh, yeah. This is a little hammer. Very inexpensive, a couple bucks as I remember. And all of this will be, there's no reason to guess. It's been weeks since I ordered. I do think this was just a couple, but it was really cheap. It's the reason I got it. And I thought it'd be real handy on the bench to have a little hammer. So, and then come to different colors. Oh, well, blue. This has got a nice soft plasticky side and the metal side for hammering. So it got me a little dinker. So that'll come in handy. Many times I need that. So what do we get here? Oh yeah. Another handy thing is a bottle of UV curing adhesive with a little UV flashlight. It's a little kit, so we're going to get it out. So big bottle of adhesive and a UV light to set it. Doesn't come with a battery, so you got to put the battery in yourself. Not sure what battery. I must use a coin cell. I have to look see which coin cell it uses and see if I can get one put in here. Let me take just a second, go see if I can find a coin cell that fits this. And if I can, we'll go ahead and glue something together, just try it out, see how it works. Okay, well, I went to look at what kind of coin cell fit in it and found out that no, it's not a coin cell at all. It looks like it takes 3 double A's. So let me go get 3 double A's, load this thing up, and let's see if this works. Okay, and I'm back. Battery's in. I do see light. Does appear to be working. So here's what I wanted to try. I thought, well, let's put a tiny bit right there and drop this rascal on it. And then let's hit it with some UV for, I don't know, there's no instructions with this. I'm a newbie to UV epoxy. So I don't know, we'll give it a good minute or so. I'll jump ahead. Okay, set pretty quick actually. It's there. It ain't going nowhere. Hey, that's quick and easy, kind of nice. So anyway, it's W188, W-188 Luftlife, however you say that. Professional application, PC, PVC, ABC, acrylic, specific, high strength, high transparency, fast curing, seamless bonds. Little kit, I think it's going to come in handy for me. So let's jump on to the next thing. What else do we get? We got, yes, we have a logic analyzer. This thing was on there, it was a couple bucks. I actually saw some reviews that said it was pretty good for what it was, but it's a little miniature USB logic analyzer. Plug your USB cable into your computer. You plug these in, you have, it's 8 channels. There's some software, it doesn't obviously come with it. You have to go down, find it and download. So I'll do a review a little later on. We'll get some software. May not be in this video. We'll get the software downloaded. We'll give this a little try. So that's kind of a neat thing. So let me set this over here. Again, it's just a few bucks. It was dirt cheap. All right, let's see. What we have here is a spring-loaded center punch. For some reason, all these years, I do not have a spring-loaded center punch. So I bought one so when I'm drilling to make my life easier. But I decided I want one of these, so I picked it up again really cheap. These are 8 little rubber feet for projects. You ever have a chassis or you box or you 3D print a box and you want little rubber feet on it to sit on? These were very inexpensive, so I got 8 of them. Thought they'd be handy to have in the drawer. And that finishes up the little bag. So I guess we move right on to the big bag. So let's take a look what's in the big bag. All righty, it's like Christmas around here all the time. That is until the credit card comes. This is just some hookup wire. That's all this is. I needed some slightly heavier gauge hookup wire, so I bought me some. This is the same thing, just a lighter gauge. This is twin for power. This is twin lead, just like that, just lighter gauge. What do we have here? Oh, picked up a couple pop-in switches. Just the on-off little switches. You cut a rectangle the right size for them, and they've got little expanded pieces here that you push them in, the teeth bite, and lock them in for your panels. What do we got here? Let's see. Oh yeah, this is kind of cool. Okay, what this is for my oscilloscope and my spectrum analyzer. You use them on either one. They are RF probes, near field probes, different style near field probes for looking for tracing down where RF's coming from. I didn't have a set. There was a time or two that it'd been nice to have them, so I went ahead and broke down and bought some. This kit was not that expensive. Comes with a whole different set of styles. You know, you're near, real tight when you're really trying to get in there, and then when you're generally looking. And I think these will show up in some videos later on where we can kind of look at some of the RF we're working on and what's leaking and where things are coming from and how bad it's leaking. So these will be handy. Here's another handy thing that I saw that I had a real need for, and that is, this is an ATX power supply, as in computer power supply, adapter board. And I had a need for this, so I ordered it. And what it is, it's got a little case to keep from things getting shorted out. You plug your main plug from your ATX power supply. It does what it needs to tell it to turn on, gives it the power good symbol and stuff. You've got an on and off switch here where you can turn it on and off. And what this thing does is it gives you a number of 12 volt, 5 volt, 3 volt outputs. It also gives you a whole bunch of USB 5 volt outputs. And what I'm thinking about doing with this, when I have a need for this, is I have a little power supply, USB little box. It gives me a whole bunch of USB power. It's just power. It's not a hub. No data at all. And I use it to power my LED lights on the bench. And the problem with it's got a fan in there, and it can be noisy sometimes when it gets warm. And sometimes I notice that it's real easy to overload it. I don't think it's really capable of putting out what they advertised, because I'm not loading it beyond its rating. I'm 80%, probably 70, 80%, but I think it struggles. But I've got a whole bunch of ATX power supplies for my Christmas light days. And so I thought I'd put one behind the bench, wire this up, and power my LEDs from this, and maybe give me a 12 volt and a 5 volt feed out on the bench to have when for whatever, whenever. So that's what I'm thinking. That's where I'm coming from. So this would be kind of handy. It's got the mountain screws and little feet and such for it. A lot of power available there at the ATX supply. What did we get here? Huh. Yeah. I always want more probes. I have too many probes, but these look really neat. They're little grabber probes that you plug your meter in here and you can get in and clip on things. Again, not expensive. You know, AliExpress. Sometimes the stuff is, you know, sometimes it's junk. Sometimes it's actually pretty good. It's always usually pretty cheap. You know, that's my way of looking at it. So anyway, got something chunky here. What did I order that was big and chunky? I don't remember. A bunch of stuff. Oh, yeah. I say, oh yeah, I've not opened these because when I see the label, I know what it is and I remember ordering it. Up till then, I have no idea what I'm fixing to find. These, I picked me up a couple of new alcohol bottles that have the little, well, it's in there, the little needles. They have the little needles for when you want to put out just a tiny little bit of material. It's in there. You just put your little needle on here. It's cut off flat. It doesn't have a point on it like a hypodermic needle normally does. This goes on, and then you've got your bottle that you can dispense little bits of alcohol. Unfortunately, my other bottles I have are the push-up bottles for wet and cloths, and they work good. But there's times I want to put just a little alcohol or something there. So, okay, here's what's chunky and heavy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is something I really wanted. Had a real need for these. Run into this problem all the time, and I'll show you why in a minute. These are a little magnetic, they call them helping hands, soldering holders. They got really strong magnets in them. And you've probably seen that I have a big PCB board holder. And I'll pull it down here in a second, show it to you, and explain why I ordered this. This is really more practical and probably far more useful in 99% of what I do. What this does is this plate has a nice cushion on the back. You put it on the bench. This sticks like crazy. You push this button and put your board in. So if you've got a little board to work on, get the other one out. You're working on a little board, which is normally what I'm working on a lot of times when I'm building my own designs. It's nice to have something holding it while you're soldering and such. So, little cushions on there. So what you do is you take this and you put the magnets where you need them. And you take your little board, I'm sure I got it where you can see it, and you push the buttons down and you set your board in there and boom, it holds it for you. And so, you know, it's big enough that you can work on, you know, probably one of the 100 by 100 millimeter boards that we typically order under the cheap pricing from PCB Way. And you can turn any way you want. It has the little padded, but it also has, if you don't want to, you're not worried about scoring the board, you want a better hold. There's a actually serrated one that holds really good. You notice I could pull out from the rubber coated fingers, but if I put this in here, it's got it. So this is really nice. I like this. I'm going to be using this quite a bit. And the reason I'm going to be using it quite a bit, and the reason I ordered it is, pardon me just a moment while I reach up and get this down. I'll show you why. Okay, this is my normal circuit board holder. It is quite large, as you can see. And the thing about it is, you can only come in so close with it because you can't, you think you can come in closer than you can, but it's because you can't turn where you see it, you can't turn this tightening knob when you get up by this knob. So you have to stay out far enough to turn it. So the closer than I can get, it's about right there. So that's about as narrow as I can get. And it's can be awkward to work with if you're working on a tiny board. See, now I can't loosen this because this is in the way. So this is what you run into. You have to play games with it. It's handy to manipulate a board and turn different angles and stuff. This Panavise is great. I love it. It's not that I hate this. It's just imagine every time you're trying to work on a little tiny board, you're taking all this bench space up and manipulating this clumsy thing that you can only get so close together. If I need to hold that sideways, I can't even close this up small enough to hold this board here sideways. I think this is a lot of times it's going to be so much easier to work with and so much better. So with that, that's what we bought. Hope you saw something interesting in there, might help you out. Like I said, I put all the links in the description. So any of this you're interested in, it's easy enough to find. And hey, thanks for checking out my new toys. Don't worry, I got bunches and bags more coming. So we'll have some more AliExpress openings soon. So thanks for hanging out with me. Appreciate it. And I hope to see you in the next video.